What's up, everybody? Good morning. I hope you're feeling good. Let's get this music playing. You know what? We got some charts to look at. We got the Bitcoin price and altcoins kind of struggling at a level. Does this mean the bulls have lost control? What are we watching for? Let's take a look at it. Everybody get involved. I want to see some ones in chats. I want to see some lab rats in chat. I want to see some rockets. I want to see some Bitcoin bulls. Drop those emojis in here. Shout out to all of you members that are here early every day. Alexandra G, I see you. Tig old biddies. Always looking at them Tig old biddies. Granny's Garden, how you doing? Crimson Caravan, always in the house. Bit Voodoo, how you doing? Big shout out to all the friends and family here. John Connor, always coming here from the future. Love it. We're going to be getting going here in just a few minutes, everybody. Got some new graphics to starting in the show. Also cleaned up just some stuff with the borders and stuff. Should look a little cleaner today. It might be not even noticeable to you guys, but I've been noticing it for a long time, and I figured I'd just go ahead and knock it out. But shout out to John Butel, one of our graphics guys here. He made a killer new intro for BitLab. But that obviously will come in right when we start the show. But I hope everybody's feeling good. Everybody looking forward to Thanksgiving. I know I am. Gotta have those conversations with the family. Bitcoin, baby. JS, I see you. Donato Cabrera, I see you. Edge 5, what's up? See, we got a bunch of lab rats, we got a bunch of beakers, we got a bunch of everything in the chat. Thanksgiving Crypto Talk's gonna be fun this year. Not like last year or the year before when it was, remember when it was just never-ending downside. We finally got that positive action, baby. Look at that smiling faces. You got me with my sunglasses. I like it. Everybody hit that like button. We're gonna be getting going here in just a couple minutes. Tigo Biddy says, took some profits this morning for the first time since started. Seriously get into the crypto space this summer. Modest gains, that is probably pocket change for the more seasoned traders. Hey, it's all about percentages to you. You make 10% and it's $100 and it means the world, then congratulations. If you make 10% and it's 10,000, congratulations. If you make 10% and it's only $10, as long as you are in the positive, that's all that matters. You can scale up from there. So big shout out to you. Thank you. And it says, but it was a big deal to me, Tiggle Bitty said. Just wanted to say thank you, Kelly, and the mods for helping noobs like me to accomplish my goals. Truly grateful for folks like you that are willing to share your knowledge. Well, I appreciate you. Big shout out to you. I gotta take a screenshot of that because that just warmed my heart. Big love to everybody here in the BitLab community. If you've ever learned anything here on the show, whether it's what to do or what not to do, whether you agree or disagree, throw a 1 in chat. Let's get this chat flying. Drive up that engagement. Let YouTube know you like this crypto content, and we're going to be getting going here in just a moment. All right, before we get going, it's roll call time. Everybody that's in the house right now, drop your favorite emoji. If you're a BitLab member, drop a couple of them. I want to know, are you bullish or bearish into this weekend? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Let's see what these charts are saying. We're going to break this down together. We got a lot of stuff to cover today, so I want to shout out to each and every one of the members. I'm going to shout you out again as soon as we go live. Everybody, let's make this chat fly. Let's get this going. Let's do it, baby. Are you guys ready for the new BitLab intro? Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good night. Let's turn on the light. How you doing? How you feeling? Do you like the new BitLab intro? Shout out to Mr. John here, our graphics and animations guy here at Hit Network. Big love to our entire team, and shout out to everybody here that's tuned in early. Shout out to everybody here, all the members. Let me see if I can call you all out since it's early. We don't have too many people here. We got Bit Voodoo, Crimson Caravan, Granny's Garden, Alexander G, Tig Old Biddies. Shout out. It always makes me laugh. Didi Reichers, what's up? Donato Cabrera, JS. Scrolling down. Cade Pulliam, what's up? Kingston Crows, Jeanette. We got the whole fam here in the house. I appreciate and I love and each and every one of you guys. We have some new merch coming out here very soon. We've been working on some really cool stuff in the background. Of course, I don't have to work on that. Morel does an absolutely excellent job with that. I am busy as can be. I cannot tell you how busy I am. I wake up about 5:30 in the morning every day, and I'm in sleep probably in bed by 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. And all day long, I feel like at some point I'm going to need to carve out a day and a half a week just for myself, because we have been working so tirelessly in the back end to bring a lot more things, a lot more offerings, a lot more value, just give more and more and more and more to each and every one of you BitLab members, whether you're a BitLab member here on the YouTube. And if you're not yet, join our memberships here. We got all these, not only the emojis, but we're going to also have a member stream this weekend only for members. I will also be doing a BitLab Academy stream in the Discord later today. So get involved with that. But I just want to say I appreciate and love each and every one of you. Right now is the time. Now is the moment. Now is when we need to make sure we can provide as much content and education and support and tools and resources as possible, because we have the best opportunity of our life right ahead of us with this next bull run, especially with everything on the sidelines. So without any further ado, I do want to say that I appreciate each and every one of you. And you know what? I think with that being said, let's go ahead and throw it right to the charts. Looking right here. Make sure you're following me right here at Kelly Kellam, Kelly Kellam. It's all spelled right there next to my body. And also you come over here, come over to the BitLab Academy Twitter or the X post. Do you guys like the Twitter post, or the tweet, or do you guys like the post on X? I still like Twitter is just so entwined. It's hard for me to say, do you see my X post? It sounds like an OnlyFans comment. But make sure you're following us here at Academy BitLab. I don't know what I just did right there. Yeah, make sure you're following us right there. And of course, make sure you're checking out BitLab Academy if you haven't yet. It's going to load here in a second. When I'm streaming, it just eats my bandwidth. And we got all the kind of stuff here that helps make sure that you can stay in the know. And also think about the holiday season coming up, thinking about all the people in your family, maybe a cousin, maybe an uncle, maybe your mother, a brother, a neighbor, somebody, you know, this is where you want to point them if they're just trying to get started in crypto, or if they've been in for a while and they're trying to learn how to trade and understand how to read the charts and understand how to read the analysis. Hop in here, bitlabacademy.com. Now let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. What do we got? We got this giant broadening wedge. Giant broadening wedge. Sorry, I got sidetracked by some of the comments here. We got a giant broadening wedge up here at this level that everybody, we just wanted to run away. We wanted to run away. And it very well may. But these are these levels that I'm watching. These levels right here. This 47.9, yes, that's high. But you know what? This is a very key level. If and when we do start pushing up. Yeah, I'm starting bullish today. That's right. We're going to look at the bearish concerns for sure. But this is a level that I'm watching with, I don't want to say with bated breath, but this is the golden pocket, basically just below the golden pocket retrace. Excuse me. We go from the top here. Let me zoom out just a little bit. We go from the top here, option F, all the way down to the bottom here. We can see this is right at the start of where, basically right about where the golden pocket is for this move. And we've seen in previous cycles, it doesn't have to happen now, but we've seen in previous cycles when you go from the top to the bottom, look at this, taps right into this golden pocket, 0.618, 0.65. We've also seen in previous cycles it do that as well, but much later is actually, I believe, post-halving. We go from the top to the bottom. Golden pocket is, see this? It does tap the golden pocket just before the halving. And we're getting into that window where we're almost just before the halving. But either way, whether it happens in this week, next month, February, March, all those things will be before the halving. And that if you all don't feel like time is flying by right now, then you must not have the same, the same things going on in life as I do, or just, I don't know. I just feel like I look down and it's been a year and a half later, and it just, time is flying. And when we're thinking about what's going on with Bitcoin, and we're sitting here on a 24-minute chart trying to figure out what the hell's going on, it just feels like, oh my God, there's just nothing happening. It's just chop. Well, when you zoom out and you look at this 3-day chart, it is doing key things. Let's go ahead and make it much prettier. It's moving up. This is what we want to see. We see this, long sort of endured throughout this year so far, bull trend, higher highs, higher lows. In this case, we had a double bottom, but we had just a barely higher low. In this case, we broke this sort of roundingness, pushed in, reinstituted that bullish initiative in the market that we want to see. So what do we do with this? What do we do? Let's get down to the 12-hour, and I want to come out here and just look this key level, this blue line. I keep talking about it, and I'm going to keep talking about it. This has been a key marker for what's going on in the trend. Once we pushed out of this and broke back down, not only was this major descending trend line that we broke out of, let's go ahead and delete this Fibonacci, it's too many lines. Major resistance level that once we broke out of this, look at this, we tapped it once, tapped it twice. In fact, not only did we tap it the second time here, but we actually, this is where we really established this trend line. And then as price action was breaking down, it feels like it was going to be the end of the world. But not only did it bounce on this, but look at this cross section right here. If we draw a trend line from this previous top to this level, roughly, basically, a lot of confluence there. We're getting a lot of touches on this very key level. And then in this case, we got down to this. There's a lot of people buying here because of this trend line. And then the floor fell out from under it. Floor fell out. Boom. And we came down to an already other previous established trend line, which is from this point to this point, just projected out. Didn't feel like up here, maybe we weren't going to come back to it, but we lost this level. So we say, okay, what's the next level we can look to? Boom. We see the level. Got it. Bounced on it. Bounced on it, worked its way up. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Why is this thing on my window? There you go. Everybody, let me know. Throw a 1 in chat or just a funny emoji if audio, visual, everything's looking good, sounding good, feeling good. Let me know. But we can see this just bounce, bounce, bounce. And then once we push up, right back against this key trend line. This is what we want to watch. This is what that thing is highlighted. I don't know what this is. On the thumbnail, we zoom in here. We can see we're on the 12-hour. Let's go down to the 4-hour. We can see this is that blue line. It seems arbitrary when you're zoomed in, but when you zoom out, you see it is a key level we need to watch. It's almost like in this trend, it's been the determiner of staying in a bullish posture on the shorter time frame, or you know, challenging it and going back into a bullish or bearish posture. In this case, rejection, rejection, rejection. Took it out, yes, but then we lost right back below it. We're just oscillating. What are we doing right now? We are providing liquidity. If we're trading, if we're not trading smart, we're providing liquidity to anybody out there that has a better strategy. And in this case right now, just note that we have pushed up, and I've been talking about this for some time. We have this sideways price action down, the sideways a little bit up here. See this liquidity grab and a head and shoulders breakdown. Push up, a lot of sideways consolidation that turned into distribution, meaning getting smarter money, getting money out of their wallets, and it distributes it. People are distributing their capital, distributing their assets to other newer, you know, other people without as wise of strategies, and it gets weaker and the price ends up falling. So we're sitting at this key level right now, whether or not we're going to do something like this or change this sort of narrative that we've had of push, consolidation, you know, retrace, or are we going to get that bullish initiative to the upside? And this is why it's such a predicament right now, because we do have so many things on the sideline. Look at those, all those fire symbols there from Alexander G. Shout out. No judgment, but I'm still going to make fun of you. I don't know what your comes to. Don't judge me. It's 6:54 here. Cade Pulliam, it's where are you at? By the way, everybody tuned in right now. We got 83 people in the room. Let's tie this community together a little bit. What city, what state, or what country, what city and country are you tuned in from? What time is it where you're at? Let's see who's up in the middle of the night. Let's see who's up in the middle of the morning. Let's see where everybody's at. I want to tie this community together. By the way, we are doing a wonderful new initiative with a new partner, FAIRDESK, by the way. I'm going to post the link right now. I'm going to pin it up to the top. Boom. And if you want to sign up for FAIRDESK, we're going to have copy trading on there. We're going to have different trading initiatives. I'm going to be taking about $5,000 and basically trading it up over the next, 4 to 6 months. We're going to try to push it over 50,000, then over 100,000. So you could trade with us. Sign up with that link right there. And there's giveaways. I think there's up to $100,000 in giveaways that they're doing based on different levels, amounts that you deposit in the exchange and how much you trade. But you could start small. Start with $10. Start with $100. Start with $500. Whatever works for you. Trade with us. It's a wonderful exchange. No VPN. No KYC required. So we're really excited to be able to share that with y'all. And it's got all kind of wonderful functions in here, from basically future, like leverage and futures. Sorry, my brain was breaking there. But we could do margin, copy trade. You can also trade. You can practice with simulated trades, trade with zero risks. You can sit there and go through the process. So I really want to encourage everybody, if you want a trusted leverage account that you can do spot or leverage, I'm going to show you how to do leverage the smart way, because you shouldn't be doing 25x. You shouldn't be doing 30x. You shouldn't be doing 10x, unless you have exact mind for what you're doing. It's a very small portion of your account. In reality, nobody should really be trading more than like 3 or 5x. Most people shouldn't trade with any leverage at all. And you can spot trade on here as well. You can just come right here to spot. So just wanted to point that out to new exchange we're going to be working with. And I'm going to be starting an afternoon. It's going to vary on times, I believe, but an afternoon stream that some of them are going to be on the public here on YouTube. Most of them, all of them will be available for the BitLab members. I don't know why my screen just flashed. BitLab members on here on YouTube, and also on the BitLab Academy. So let's go ahead and talk about what we want to talk about today. We're sitting here broadening wedge. It's really kind of given a little bit of a mixed signal here. So let's come over here. Let's look at the BitLab trading stack. Let's look at some of the stuff we're seeing here. We see that we've had these dips in the momentum that have bounced near the zero line. In this case, we are going much below the zero line. And we also see that we have higher highs right here on the price. Let's go ahead and delete this because we already used that for what we needed it for. We can see we have higher highs here on the price, and look how much lower lows. Option T gives you an immediate trend line. You see this? See how this is angled to the downside? Sometimes when you're like this, it looks like it's just flat. So you kind of zoom out like this, you can see angle to the downside on the stochastics, and look at this, angle to the upside. So there was a little bit of bearish divergence right in here. Not only was there bearish divergence, we also see that we had teal candles, which means high buying volume, which we can also see mimicked right here where we have a lot of volume here, but there's a lot of buying pressure in here. We can also see it right here on the BitLab trend fuel, these green bars on the momentum wave showing that there's a lot of buying pressure. Okay, so we have bearish divergence on stochastics, on RSI, on momentum. I mean, look at this. This is the peak of this momentum wave. This is the peak of this momentum wave. So we're seeing at this point, we had a clear signal that this was likely about to reverse. Not only that, we got the stopping volume candle giving you a little bit more confidence and a potential reversal of this small time frame range. But we're also sitting right inside of these two order blocks. We ate through this order block that was formed here and kind of tapped up into this order block that's all the way from back over here on May 2022. That's the areas that we're pushing into now. Come on. Here we go. That's the areas we're pushing into now. If we really look at this on the 12-hour, you see this price level that we're at. Delete. The price levels that we're at, this is the last time we were here was April and May of 2022. I believe, I could be wrong. When did the Luna crash start? I believe it was May 2022. Luna was trading her at 62, the day, yeah. So May 2022. So since the Luna crash, this is the highest we've been since that start of the cascading failures that really just ate up all of this excitement in the market and just drove it down. But was it on schedule? Was it planned? But was it, I mean, when we look at the 4-year cycles of Bitcoin, all things happen in context of where we should be based on the Bitcoin strategy platform, based on where we are in the halving progress, in the halving cycle. See where we're at right now? Let's look at this more clearly. I've shown you this before, but I'm going to show you this again. Halving cycle, looking at where we're at right now. This is that collapse. So we had the Luna collapse, and we had the 3 Arrows Capital and BlockFi, and then FTX, Celsius. All this was in throughout this right here. But was it supposed to happen? No, things aren't supposed to happen like that. But when you have over exuberance in the market, just note this for your own portfolios. When you have over exuberance in the market and you have this having a reduction in new supply, AKA demand now has more power, and you also get the supply shock and also the psychology that people speculate into the supply shock. And so you get these parabolic moves post-halving, or at least we have in each halving so far. And then what we get is, you know, a lot of people, all these dots here, this is breaking new all-time highs. So this is what's breaking new all-time highs, breaking new all-time highs. These areas are when longer-term held coins and smart money, professional traders and people that are going to make it in this market are taking profits into the strength of the bull run. Now, you can also hold for 5 or 10 years. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you are trading any parts of this cycle, this is a part of the cycles that you want to take profits into. What happens is they're selling into the hands of people that have less strategy, hype cycle buyers, dumb money, retail that's been waiting until they're only buying because now it's on every news station that we're breaking past, like when it was right here, when we're breaking past, you know, 20,000, 28,000, 30,000, 60,000. Tell them, oh, this is hot, I got to get it. Well, you know what you're doing? You're buying from somebody that's actually selling to you. They're taking profits. And so what happens is then you get this this unbalanced top price where these people are not, they don't have conviction. They're buying because it's hot. And then, oh my God, this right here happens and they don't know what to do. And then the price pushes up and oh yeah, it's going to go back up. So they end up buying again. And then the price drops and they sell somewhere here. And they sell here, and they sell here, and they sell here until all of that weakness in the market, all of the weakness in the market is exhausted, and then you only have long-term holders, and they're not willing to sell. Only have long-term holders, and they're not willing to sell. Only have long-term holders, and they're not willing to sell. Then you get the uptrend. In this case here. See how we have these uptrends all at the same time, post-bottom, and then it pushes up into the halving, sell off. This pushed up, sold off, pushed up, sold off, pushed up, sold off. Same thing we're getting right now. Push up, sell off, push up, sell off, push up, sell off. Are we going to get more of a push or more of a collapse? The point being is we're right where we should be, regardless of any of the things that happen here. If you didn't know any of the news and you're just looking at the market cycle and you're just looking at the technical analysis and on-chain data and the behavior of long-term holders and short-term holders, all the stuff that I share with you on a daily basis here in BitLab. And also, I mean, we break it all down in BitLab Academy, especially in the on-chain analysis course. And then, of course, the candles and candle patterns. These, I would argue that this course, on-chain analysis, candles and candle patterns, these 4 courses are really the core of really understanding how to navigate the market. Now, psychology of trading is something everybody should also understand. Life balance and understanding how to set up your workflow and all those things are important as well. But if you don't understand the fundamentals of what a candle is and what a chart is and what RSI is, if you don't understand the behavior of long-term holders, even if you don't like on-chain analysis, I'm telling you right now, understanding on-chain analysis allows you to see how smart money is spending and moving their capital in the market, where dumb money is deploying their capital and when they're capitulating in the market. It gives you a good idea looking at the market cycle where the smart places are to buy and where the smart places are to sell, because you can understand it by looking at that data. Now, what do we need to also look at? We need to understand what's going on with global liquidity. We need to understand what's going on with global liquidity, because that's going to be, it's been the pervasive struggle that we've had this last, all of this area, right here. But it's not just Bitcoin, it's the entire economy. Asking what's going on with global liquidity. So this is not the chart I wanted. This is the one I wanted right here. And we're seeing it. We're finally seeing it. I told you guys, just like TA on any asset or anything that can be graphed, there's certain things that signify price action's likely going to roll over and come down, or an asset or a value, and other things that signal it might reverse and go back up. One is a V-shaped bottom. Other is rounding tops and rounding bottoms. In this case, look at this. I was talking about right here when we started getting this rounding that we may be starting to see a little bit of a capital injection, new liquidity in global markets. New liquidity means that there's more available fuel for the assets to push higher. Let me go ahead and go through some of these comments. I see you guys are throwing them in. Ninja4, if I see you in here, how you doing? Learning, how you doing? Ant-Man77, what's your referral code for FAIRDESK? I'm opening an account. The link is up at the top, the pinned comment. Sign up for FAIRDESK. It is Discover Crypto. But the link is up there in the, I think I posted right here again. There. I also wanted to say, what's up, Green Day Profits? But this excites me. Where we're at in the market right now, where we're at with the ETFs on the horizon, where we're at with BlackRock talking about it, where we're at with governments debating, parts of government actually telling Gary Gensler he's a jackass and that these spot ETFs need to be pushed forward. It's not just the government as a whole now being like, oh, we don't know. No, we have people that understand Bitcoin at some level that are saying this is something that is needed. This is something we should support. And we see all that with global liquidity about to, hopefully start pushing higher. These are big deals. So let's go ahead and look at what else we wanted to talk about here. Let's talk about this on the 1 hour. Ooh, so look at this. Bearish divergence, right? There's no bearish divergence. Sorry. There's, price is down. We got a little bit, I wouldn't call it an M formation, but somewhat similar, down. Now another M formation. We're really struggling to hold this level. If we cannot hold this trend line right here, I think there's two options that may happen. One is that we get a liquidity push. Basically, we flush out people that are trying to go short by going short and then reversing and coming back up. We're at the most highly contested part of the market. I want to back out right here. I want everybody to know right now you need to be patient because we are at the most highly contested part of the market cycle. This is the hardest part of the market cycle to actively trade because it will trick you going both directions and then going both directions again, only to finally resolve in the direction you thought it was going to go the whole time. But you already got stopped out of your trade. You already got liquidated, or you capitulated on the decision you made about the direction. Right now, unless you truly have a strategy and an action plan in mind with risk management for every trade, you need to be patient with letting things really confirm the direction they're in before you throw your entire house and farm at something, especially with leverage. Leverage is an incredible tool if you use it correctly. Unfortunately, most people use it to try and get rich. Leverage is meant to mitigate how much money you put in the market. Say you have $10,000. You can put in $1,000 into a trade and trade it on leverage so you're not exposing all of your capital to that trade. That's one of the ways that, for instance, institutions and smart money uses leverage. Unfortunately, most people take their entire account and throw it all on leverage and then get liquidated and go, I don't know what happened. Because every time, if you have 25, if say you're doing 25x, you have 25x potential gains on every dollar made, but you also have 25x loss on every dollar it goes in the opposite direction from which way you're trading. So I want everybody just to be aware right now that things can change in the blink of an eye. I was trading yesterday on ZoomX, trying to get comfortable with that trading platform, because I'm doing it on the Trading Wars thing. And I don't even remember what asset I was trading, but I was watching it. I was trading it on the 1 minute, because I don't really usually do like 1 minute trades. So I was getting used to the 1 minute chart, and because there's not a lot of liquidity on the asset I was trading, and it's a somewhat smaller exchange, there was just little blips up. I'm talking like, if you're on 25x or 30x or anything like that, it would have just been instantly liquidated and come back down and then gone the direction you thought. So you really got to be careful with what you're trading right now. So come back to the charts. What are we seeing right here? We're seeing some bearish structure with this price action coming down. We're getting lower lows. We had this impulse we had an impulse up, and the impulse failed, came down. Now we push back up, and now we cannot get past these previous highs or this previous lows. And we got an M formation. We're coming down. It's not looking like it really wants to go higher right now. So it's all going to depend on if there's a huge news story or a huge buy, or just a complete conviction of lack of selling. And what we see right here, look at this dashboard here on the BitLab Trim Fuel. I very rarely see every single one of them red. So it doesn't mean it has to go down, but it is saying, hey, it's looking like it's kind of wanting to do some sort of liquidity around to the downside. And this is that level I've been watching, 31.5, 31.6. And this doesn't mean this has to hit. It could very well just come into this, front run this, something like this, into this region, this 32.3 to 33,000, $32,000 to $33,000 region. But this is a previous high region. This is that box. So is this going to happen? I don't know. What do you guys think? If you think it's going to happen, throw a bear in the chart. And it's only bearish up into this point. But if this happens, this is ultimately one of the most bullish things that could happen. If we get this washout to the downside and this area is defended and this starts moving back up, this is incredibly healthy. So I'm sure we'll see some bulls and some bears. I'm ultimately very bullish as to where we're going in this next cycle, but I think we still may have some work to do. I think there's going to be a little bit of a disappointment if we don't have follow through on some of the ETFs. Like, everybody wants it to happen this week, and it's like, guys, there's some things that have to happen. Now, if it happens, I'd be more than excited, but I'm not planning on it. Shout out Alexander G gifted 1 BitLab membership. Let's see who's going to get that one. Shout out to all the members here. Ivan Menev got it. Shout out to, welcome to Ivan. Hit the emoji area. Drop in explore the emojis. Drop your favorite emoji. And everybody be watching the members area in YouTube. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Watch the members area. What am I looking for? I'm coming back over to this right here. You can come. You can come right here into youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. If you're watching anywhere else, what are you doing? Come and join us here. By the way, everybody hit the like button right now. Hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, and also, what happened to my camera? I don't even know. let's go ahead and get me on. I don't know what happened to the camera, but we can come back right over here. That's okay. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Camo, boom. Now go to the next one. There we go. Got it. Sorted it. Cade Pulliam. Did I say Cade Pulliam gifted 1 membership as well? You know what? I think by the end of the stream, I think we only need 2 more members, and we will have for another emoji. And you guys can let me know. Let me know what emoji you want next. Do you want the Mr. Burns emoji instead of the Ginsler face? Let me know. But let's go ahead and do some more TA before we go here. But what I was saying here is on the BitLab YouTube page. If you come here to community, you'll see there's going to be some members charts and stuff that I'm doing. I'm also sharing some stuff periodically from our premium Discord with calls, and in this case, we could see there's not just one. There was several different charts all within this. So join us in our members area here on BitLab. Now come over here. Come down. We see this context on this medium large time frame that we have right here. We can see that there's a lot of bearishness that is brewing now. So let's get down to, let's look at the daily. Okay. It's looking, fairly bearish as well. Let's get down to the 4 hour. There we go. 4 hour. So this, it's almost like a inverted cup and handle, but it's not. You want to know why this is not an inverted cup and handle, even though you have the cup? This is a cup right here, and you want to think this is a handle. You typically don't want to see the handle portion go past the 0.5 of this, basically 50% of the way. So if we go like this, come down like this, golden pocket would be about as far as I would want this to go before reversing back this way for this to be an inverted cup and handle. So this is not, but it still has similar context. The only difference is we do have a higher high here, but we do have bearish divergence on this higher high on the price. So I'm watching this 35.5 and ultimately 35.2 level. Oh, Cade Pulliam, get to 5 memberships. Shout out. Let me head over. Let me see if I can add this right now. Let me go over to BitLab. I got to go to the Creator Studio. I already have it loaded up. We'll see if we get the Burns going. The Mr. Burns. Earn. Man. By the way, everybody right now, while I'm doing this, what is the most profitable coin that you have held this year? And then the second question to that is, have you taken any profits on it? Or are you just ride or die on that mofo into 2024 and 2025? Let me know right now what the most profitable coin is. You don't have to say what the profit is, just what coin has treated you oh so well. Add another emoji. All right, I get to do it right now. Select image. Let's see. Where is it at? Hit network. I swore that I made it. Just give me 1 second. BitLab Academy. Membership images. Here we go. This is funny. All righty. Now I want to see each and every one of you that is a member. See if you can find the Burns. Just, you might have to refresh your page. Everybody refresh the page, and then make sure, if you haven't yet, hit the damn like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, and join us here in our community. By the way, I love you. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. So Jeanette, by the way, Jeanette, longtime viewer, I see you. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and look at some RUNE, because Thorchain and Render, by the way, let's look at some stuff like that before we go. Before we dive into that, though, I do want to see, oh, there it is. We got the Burns. I love it. I love it. Somebody put the Burns and the Gary Gensler faces side by side, because they look nearly identical. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look down. Ethereum looking weak here. It's looking weak. The only bullishness I will say about this, looking at the 4 hour, is that we are currently still holding above this level. If we take out this level, which is basically the bottom side of this this order block range, then you know, this 1854 is going to be our sort of, I don't want to say line in the sand, but it's going to be a line that we really need to pay attention to. Let's go ahead and do a different chart. You know what? Sometimes you know what? Sometimes you got to do it. Come in here, remove all drawings. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and do some TA on this real quick. For anybody that's new here, sometimes you got to erase a chart and just start from scratch. Let's draw some of the key lines that we're seeing. So we see this right here. Boom. Okay, let's see. We don't need to draw the line up here because we got it. It's this order block. So that's the range that we're working on right here. Now, we have another line right in here, option T. We're going to draw it from here to here and draw this out. Look at that. Look at right where we rejected from. Interesting. Now we have, okay, got this sort of level. I'll just call it this order block. So where we're at right now, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put it right here. Why am I going to put it right there? Because this rejects right here. It's probably not easy to see, so let me make this bright. The reason I put it right there, the reason I put it right here is because this rejects, and if we see this right here, this rejects just right below it. But as this pushes up, these bounce kind of just on this line. And then look at this, pushes up to this level, and then comes here and sits on this line. So these are the lines that I'm going to be using. And so when we're looking at this and we understand that we want it to go up, but it doesn't mean it has to go up just because we want it to. We have the stochastics coming down. They're getting fairly reset. We have the momentum wave has clipped and is coming back down. We're getting a lot of bearishness here. What does it look like on the 4 hour? 4 hour. Okay, 4 hours looking, you know, relatively weak here. Do we have a little bit of a smaller time frame trend line? A little bit. Looks like we a little bit have a broadening wedge. So this would be somewhat bullish in the nature that this can be a bullish pattern. But the problem with broadening wedges is there's no terminal date. There's no area at which a terminal date would be like this, like where these two meet. Broadening wedges are the opposite. You know, they can kind of go on indefinitely, but they do tend, whichever direction they're pointing tends to break out the opposite direction. So this is angled to the downside, but this can still work its way down before it comes up and breaks out to the upside. So as it stands right now, this is still looking like it wants to test a little lower, maybe down even into this 1872 sort of range. 1 hour. What's it looking like on 1 hour? 1 hour. Okay, yeah, look, even 1 hour is looking bearish. So I'm looking at this testing lower into this region. Look at this order block right here, perfectly confluent with this area. 1874 is 1874 to 1874 to 1900 is kind of the range I'm looking for Ethereum to fall into. Now you said RUNE. RUNE looking a little toppy, but RUNE's been pumping like a mo. That's right. I see it. Man, you know what? I love each and every one of you. I do. But look at this chart. RUNE has just been pumping. We have some lines from all the way back here. We can delete some of these because they're kind of irrelevant at the moment. We talked about this. It's just launched, man. But look at this. We have positive money flow on the 8 hour. It's been pretty good. We're getting some bearish divergences along the way. So it's almost like there's something unnatural and us pushing it up. And that's what happens when we're at this part of the market. We're on the part of the market, as I said before, that this is the most kind of irrational, because you're going to get people trying to finally catch, you know, every bottom and the perma bears trying to short every top, and you're going to have liquidity pushes that liquidate those zones and move price very quickly. And then you have hype cycle like, oh, I want to catch that, and they hop on. And so you start getting things with like TA that don't work as well, but do they? Because if we look right here, we have a push up, little consolidation, push up, bull flag, push up, a little bit of a bull flag retrace, not quite, but we're sitting here, push up, consolidate, push up. So is this something that's bound to happen again right now? Because On this zone right here, we did not have a bearish divergence coming into it. On this one right here, we did, but it did consolidate a little bit and pull back just a touch. On this one, we had a bearish divergence as well, pull back a little bit. So we're going to want to watch this right here. If we kind of come over here and look at like Lux Algo had a strong buy signal, but also has an X here showing that this may be a good profit taking zone for maybe a little bit of a cool off. But we are seeing somewhat consistent money, but this is getting into those zones like we saw on the BitLab trading stack. It's coming right up in. Look at this. We have a lot of buying volume, stopping volume, see down, stopping volume. We had another buying volume and then stopping volume and down. If we can hold above this trend signal line, I think we may just continue pushing up, but we're sitting right below this order block just above our head. And the order block's right at 680, 683. Oh, I'm on the 6 hour. I was like, how is that so much higher? Yeah. So where are we at from here? That's a 13% push up. If we do start pushing up, I don't think the order blocks are really going to stop it. So I'm watching holding the 582 sort of mark. And if we lose this weekly VWAP at 552, I think we may be in for a steeper retrace. But just note, look at where this weekly VWAP is. Weekly VWAP is basically right about where this previous high is. So this will be a good area. If this does come back in here, I'm watching what the signals are. Are the stochastics, if I get down to like the 2 hour or the 1 hour, if it gets down to this level, do the stochastics, are they coming down? Are they fully reset? Is there still positive money flow, or is this going negative? You want to watch what the different fuel systems are. That's why we call this a BitLab Trim Fuel. The stochastics, RSI, the momentum, the money flow. What is the fuel of the move? So watch that if this does pull back down into this 560 to 550 range. But I'm bullish on RUNE into the next cycle. Render also. Render. Let's look at Render really quick, and then we got to go. I mean, look at this textbook option T. This is textbook head and shoulders right there. Boom, boom, boom. What do I mean by that? We have the left shoulder, we have the head, we have the right shoulder. Of course, if you've never heard of that, if you're new to crypto, it doesn't make sense. But if you start looking at it, it makes sense. What you're really looking at is a bullish push that fails. Bears tried to bring it back. Bulls defended. Bullish push got much higher. Bears pulled it back. Got defended by the Bulls again. Then the Bulls took one more shot. They're out of energy. Bears bring it back. They decide no longer to hold. So what do? Option T, measure from the top to the base right there, that neckline. We measure down. Now, we're currently sitting right around these highs. So this could fulfill that, but I'm looking at a target a little bit lower. The problem is if we do lose this high here, the likelihood of us actually going even lower, I would say, yeah, look at this. This is crazy. These previous highs, look at where this target is. So yeah, I'm looking at something for the 268 to 279 sort of range. No, so we're at 279. I'm looking at, yeah, coming down to test the 268 to 270 range. If we lose that, then we're likely having a bit steeper of a retrace. And if we look at this on the 3-day, pushing up, but this is getting, look at this. The fuel's been coming out of the stochastics. We can see right here. We can delete this. Got a pretty long wick there. Come down to the 6 hour. 6 hours also postured. Bearish divergence. 2 hour. We have this on the smaller time frame. This reversal pattern gave us a context and it's doing exactly what the chart told us. But I love you all. I appreciate you all. Before I go, I want to ask each and every one of you, what are you buying today? Are you going to set up on FAIRDESK with us, trade with us in there? We're going to be doing a lot of content with FAIRDESK and using that so that way you can see exactly, we'll basically be using the same stuff together. And it's a great way to also help support the channel because it's a trusted partner and they help us keep the lights on. So shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Everybody hit the like button, please. Hit that subscribe button. Please ding that bell. Join us here in the family. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will be doing some member streams. Everybody right now, I'm going to be breaking down some stuff on the weekend. Go to members. I may do like a very short 15-minute stream on tomorrow for just the YouTube. But BitLab members, hop in there, join the link. Alexander G, if you'll put the link in the description, in the chat right now. Everybody join us there. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you over on Discover Crypto. With that, adios, muchachos. Adios, muchachos. We keep it coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Hit that like button, suckers. Join the membership. Get that exclusive access. I'll see you later. Adios.